All right. And I think the last thing we have on the on our agenda here before we start opening up to other questions we may have, the 64-bit client. I have tested this out. It for me as a streamer, it takes up way too much processing for me to use it and stream reliably. However, reading on the forums there about what it really does for people is it will help stabilize some of it and also hopefully push things out that need to be improved that we currently can't with the 32-bit client because everything has to come through supporting both architectures on this. I don't know. I may use it to be a stabilizing force there inside some things like PvP, but I have to reduce the other side of it too. I don't know. Have you heard anything about it? Have you any opinions about it? Or do you run a 64-bit machine right now, Derpy?
Yeah, I haven't really read up anything on the 64-bit client, though.
Okay. So you would be ready if they chose to go forward with it?
You were saying it takes up, like, a lot of processing power?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I have an issue with OBS where, like, it just doesn't like ESO. Any other game is fine. Like, ESO, I've had to fight with it for some reason, like, the last couple, like, patches and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what's up with that, but if it, like, affected me as far as streaming, I think I would be kind of upset with it.
Mm. Well, I've streamed in several ways on mine. I use... Yeah, if I'm trying to go for good quality, I'll go with processing. If I'm trying to go for something that's quick and less processing, I'll probably go with, like, streaming encoding with the NTech, which leads to artifacting, but leaves a lot less... I don't know what you call it. It takes up a lot less CPU.
Yeah.
So, I can do it either way with that myself. But the 64-bit client, like, I'm running it fine right now, I believe. We may have dropped a couple frame rates here. Or a couple frames, or something like that. I don't know. But let me show something here real quick. My interface. Okay, my frame rate currently in this is about 48. When I'm inside of the new zone there, it'll sometimes drop down to like 30 FPS or so. I think that's part of the issues of it being PTS, because previously when we tested stuff on PTS, the frames per second are always really, really, really low. But with the 64-bit client, it's been pretty stable across most of it. Like, it'll be 35 FPS, but regardless of where I am, it will always be like 35 FPS. It won't like jump up or jump down or anything else like that. So, I don't know. It seems like it's doing pretty good there, but the other thing to realize as well, it doesn't seem to improve performance at all, and people on the forums have been also commenting to me that it has no way to improve performance right now, because it's all still stuck under the same architecture that relies on encoding it for 32-bit, but the 64-bit basically gives it, I don't know what it's called, like, it gives better stability to capture more threads on it. So it's kind of a toss-up if it's good or not, in my opinion. But it's at least an option they're giving us now. I'm a little worried, though, that means that they're eventually going to stop supporting 32-bit, because usually games will do this and then slowly transition people that they're 32-bit off to improve the specs that they're expecting there, and then they can optimize toward that. Won't affect me, but I think other people might be upset.
Yeah.
So I apologize for the long rant there, guys. I know that's a very technical thing there, and I apologize I can't, like, break it down into better terms, but... so is there any questions from chat or anything else there that we may need to cover, or anything else like that we might have forgotten or should be going over as well? We'll open this up to anyone here. If anyone's in YouTube wondering what we're talking about, we are streaming on Twitch while we do this with a live audience, so people can get information about this and have some information. So can you repeat that at the end of it again? Basically, the 64-bit client will not actually optimize anything in the client here. So, like, if you're going into Cyrodiil right now and getting, like, 20 FPS, it's probably, or sorry, I shouldn't say that. If you're going to Cyrodiil and you're just basically sitting around there, you're getting like 40 FPS, 30 FPS, it may not improve that at all. What it should improve, though, is the stability. So let's say you have a group of 20 show up into that same area, you're a lot less likely to drop down to 10 frames per second and maybe only drop down to like 15 or 20. But you're still going to be limited because everything is still going through the same architecture of a 32-bit system. It's not really optimized for hyper-threading or any of that other stuff right now. So the 64-bit client right now is... I don't know. It's like it's kind of preparing. It's getting some of the stuff in there. It can access some of those extra cores, but it's not really going to improve the overall system because you still got to have it programmed for 32-bit users. You're kidding? Well, there's an explanation for you either way. I'm a teacher, so I have to get this anyways. Didn't they say they were going to drop 32x-bit? I don't know, Panda, if they said that, but I know that they said that they're basically getting it up for that. And Mac, yeah, they're dropping it for Mac. I think eventually PC may drop it though. But at the same time, I don't know. I don't know how many people are still using 32-bit and might be playing a new generation game. And Xbox One and PS4, those are 64-bit at this point too, right?
I have no idea.
I don't know. Somebody more intelligent than us will probably come up and say that we're idiots for not knowing, and then post hateful comments in the video comments for this. Yep. Yeah, and somebody will also probably tell me that my explanation is totally off base and I should read up. Well, apologize. I haven't been in the lingo for a long time there. But, alright. So, Derpy, what are your overall thoughts with Thieves Guild?
I am more excited for the base game patch, I guess, than I am for like the stealing content. I love the stories. Like I always love the stories. You know, for like the new DLC and stuff. But like, I'm overall more excited to see how like champion point changes affect everything, and like the the non-CP campaigns, like how those are gonna go. Way more excited for that. But I'm probably gonna have fun with like the story and stuff. So.
Oh, we should have also touched on that as well. The fact that we're going to have 2 new campaigns, one that's a veteran and one that's a non-veteran, that are going to have no champion points. None.
Yep.
Just base level characters, which I'm actually excited for, because I might actually be able to kill somebody. And I won't have to deal with people that are, like, min-maxing as much, too.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question on this, though. What would get you interested in stealing?
Probably like a bigger reward, like you were talking about earlier for the heist, how it's like, you know, like a couple hundred gold reward or something. Like if that was more of like a couple thousand gold reward, like 10,000 or 5,000, you know, something in that range where it was like more of an incentive to do it, I think I'd be more interested. Because like right now, like I could probably make more from, you know, selling potions and stuff than I could like pickpocketing,
or
etc.
I'd almost venture a guess that we could make more grinding.
Yeah, definitely,
like
grinding IC and stuff.
Well, not grinding IC, just like killing monsters and selling their loot.
Yeah.
You know, just like go farm zombies for a few hours, and then, you know, now we have a merchant following us around that we can sell everything to, right? Yeah. Yeah. So. Okay, with this DLC, will I be able to play it without a max out vet level? Yes, you will, Leppy, because everything in this is going to scale to you, including the trial, which is an exciting feature to us. You're going to be able to come in with a level 10 into this trial and try taking it on. And it's also going to up level, too. If you're going to do the veteran version of this, though, you have to be V6... No, I don't think you have to be V16. But you definitely have to be veteran level at least, and more than likely with the difficulty of this, you're probably going to have something that's like a good V16 or something that's like min-maxed up to wazoo.
Yeah, the way that I saw it in Vet, like just going into it, and I don't know if they've changed it since I've seen it or whatever, but you're definitely going to need a tight group. You're going to need to know your build. You're going to need to be pretty min-maxed, I think, to tackle that on Vet.
Yep. Yep.
But overall, I think it's going to be a nice DLC. But like, I guess I wish there was a little more, and I'm more excited for Dark Brotherhood than I am for this DLC.
Yes, yes. What would you put as a price point?
I want to say Orsinium, which offered, I feel like, a bigger area, a little more content. Was what 25-ish?
I think 3,000 crowns.
So it's like 30, something around there. I don't know. I would say like probably 20 would be a good price point for Thieves
So about
Guild.
20,000 crowns, 2,000 crowns then.
Yeah, like 2,000 crowns.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I can probably see that as well. I love the new gear styles. Overall, changes in skills, but sad to see no new skills. There are some passives here, but yes, I understand that. New skills. The skills parts. Okay, nice, worth getting. Anything new with crafting other than motifs? Yes, Fox. We have several new crafted sets as well. They're mostly V9, or sorry, 9 trait ones. Alchemist, Eternal Hunt, and Tava's Favor, which you can get in the new areas. Let me see. And Soul Shriven, I had to say, Soul Shriven again probably takes the cake for motifs. And that's,
Yeah. I agree.
That's as long as you complete Cadwell's Silver. You also get Cadwell's hat if you complete Gold.
I was just about to mention that his little pot thing that he wears on his head.
Yes, yes. Let's see here. What else can we say on this as well? Well, for my opinion in this, I like it, especially for the story size of it. But again, this is Thieves Guild. This is the DLC of money and riches. Show me the money, please. I need to see more money in this. Like, 100 gold is okay. Thousands of gold, a lot better. Heists need more reason to stay more time in there. I want to risk. I want to have a reason to risk going over time, because right now I can easily get myself through that, complete it with the perfect score, and not even spend like a minute inside one of those heist delves. I really want to see something improved on that, and I don't know what it would take, but like, give me something that gives me a reason to stay in there for a while. Like, put a treasure chest in there that's a hidden item there that I have to go search for, and I don't know, maybe the other idea was like make everything in there stolen, so I had to go through all those containers, pick up a bunch of stuff in there, and then at the end I had to come back to the original guy, and then based on how much I got, it's just an expanding number of money that I can get, because basically he'll take everything I get, then give me like half the cut to it, and then leave it at that. That would be a pretty awesome way to handle it, I think. But I still got to see something more for this, like in the money portion of it. It's close to what I want, but not quite enough. And if we can improve upon that, that'd be great, because this is like, when you take a look at ESO and most other MMOs, they focus all on combat. PvP, PvE. All on combat. And very few times do they have something where they actually focus on other elements, such as like diplomacy, crafting, or some other mini games and such like that. Justice system inside ESO is one of the most unique portions to it, which really has to be expanded upon, in my opinion. And this DLC does a good job at complementing it, but I just want to see more added on top of that. As for my price point, I'd probably say about 2,000 to 2,500 crowns would probably be about appropriate. You know, about 5 to 10 less than Orsinium seems about right. At least because we don't reuse a lot of the quest areas. If we reuse some of the quest areas, definitely would be more helpful. But is there any other questions here? I don't see any others. Do you have any other closing thoughts, Derpy? Thank you very much for coming in as well.
Oh, thank you for having me. Something Panda said, if I wasn't such a fashionista, I'd probably be a lot less hyped. I think that's like the biggest hype point for me within the DLC itself are the new motifs. Yeah, the
Yes.
new looks. I always like that's the first thing I like to do is try to hunt those down and be like the first person with like the new set of gear.
Yep. All right. So, guys, this is our review of Thieves Guild. Hope you've liked it. Hope you've stuck around for all the videos, and hopefully you've enjoyed it. If you have any comments, you can find me at Hero of None on Twitter or on the bottom of this page. If you want to talk to Derpy Muffins here, you can find her at Derpy Muffins on Twitter. Make sure to note that the Derpy is with an 3 instead of an E. And also Crazy Mad Sai, who helped us with our interview earlier this week, at CrazMadSci. SCI. Which will probably be typed down below because I can't even freaking think about it this late at night. But anyways, guys, I'm going to get out of here. I hope you had a good night. Any sign-off words, Derpy?
See you in Tamriel, friends.
And for me, have a good night, guys. Hope you enjoy this DLC and look forward to seeing some of you have it on Monday.